As we read these chapters that focus on these wise sayings of Solomon, there are a million themes we could pick out. There are a million verses and a million things we could point to. As I read, I really underline and highlight the things that speak to me. So you may read this in your own readings and come to a million different things that speak to you. But there are a couple of things in today's readings that really spoke to me. Of course, I love starting off in verse 1 of chapter 15, where it says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." That goes back to what we talked about Friday, reacting. Sometimes we sometimes we can say something to pour gas in the fire, can't we? We don't really want to do that. But what I really want to talk about for me today, as I read, was what I saw in verses 13 and a few others. Verse 13 says, "A glad heart makes a cheerful countenance." Then 16 says, this is 16 through 17, "Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is a dinner of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it." That's good stuff, y'all. Verse 22 says, "Without counsel, many plans go wrong. With many advisors, they succeed." 28, "The mind of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil." I really like this. I really, for me, 16 and 17 just really jumped out to me. "Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is a dinner of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it." Ooh. Better is a dinner of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox with hatred in it. That right there, y'all, that's good stuff. Because what are we looking for in life? We shouldn't be looking for the fatted ox. We should be looking for the love. It doesn't matter how big our house is. Doesn't matter how fancy our job, how fancy our title. It doesn't matter our status. Doesn't matter our cars. Doesn't matter our bank account. If we're eating a dinner of vegetables with love, then it's better than eating the fatted ox with hatred. If you're eating ramen noodles tonight with a family you love, people you love, it's better to be eating ramen noodles with water than a steak with hatred. I just think, one of the great tricks the devil plays on us, one of the great tricks the world plays on us, is we spend our time and our efforts and our energy, we spend our treasure on things that we don't really want, y'all. I mean, what are the memories in your life that truly stick with you? As you think through your life, what are your memories that really stick? You know what I can almost promise you? When you look at those memories, it's not going to be the stuff you have in those memories, but it's going to be the people you're with. And even if it is the stuff, I guarantee it's the people that you're with that make the stuff even better. The fatted acts with hatred is not a life that we truly desire. But those vegetables with love, that's what matters. And that's where life is found. Which means, y'all, we've got to reorient our life. We've got to reorient how we prioritize things. Do we prioritize our families? Do we prioritize our spouses? Do we prioritize our children? Do we prioritize our parents? Do we prioritize our relationships that matter? Or do we spend our time, our energy, our precious energy on things that don't matter? And if you're with a fatted ox in a house all by yourself because nobody wants to be with you, then what have you accomplished? Verse 16, better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble in it. It's not the stuff. Because you can't take the stuff with you. You heard the story about the old boy who died. And he makes his family promising that when he dies, they can put as much as gold as possible in his coffin. So that when he wakes up in heaven, he'll have his gold with him. So they do it when he dies, they put all his gold in his coffin. So he wakes up in heaven and Peter's with him and showing him around. He says, "Oh, wait, Peter, hold me, grab something." He goes back and has a big bag of gold with him and says, "Let me take this with me into heaven." Peter says, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this." Peter says, "But why do you want to bring asphalt into heaven?" And the Bible says that in heaven there's gonna be streets of gold. And I think what Jesus is telling us when he said the streets of gold is this. On earth, the most important thing, it's always been the most important thing, the most valuable thing has always been gold. Going back thousands of years. Gold's always been the most valuable thing. Heaven's so different that the thing that we regard as the most valuable thing here in heaven's the thing we walk on. Gold's what you walk on. Gold's asphalt. Gold is what they use to patch potholes in heaven. We're spending our time on things that's used to patch potholes in heaven. And it's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. So you gain all the gold and all the power and all the influence and all that. But if you're eating in a house with a fatted ox with hatred in it, what have you gained? Better is that dinner of vegetables. Better is butter, beans, and corn with a loving family than a steak dinner without anyone to share it with. Make your choices wisely, friends. Make your choices wisely. Spend your time, spend your effort, spend your energy, orient your life towards what really matters. And it's not going to be the asphalt. It's not going to be the potholes in heaven. It's going to be your spouse and your children and your parents and your friendships and your church communities and your walk with God. That's what matters, not the stuff. The devil would long for us to orient our life around the stuff that doesn't count, instead of orienting our life around the people and the relationships that do count. So better is dinner with vegetables where love is than a fatted ox with hatred. So today, spend your time, spend your effort, spend your money, spend your resources, spend what matters on that which really truly matters. It's our walk with God and our walk with each other. So today, let's live like that. And I guarantee you, if we live like that, we'll actually find the life we're looking for, the life that we want. Thanks for being with us today. Tomorrow we'll pick up in chapter 17. Hope you're enjoying our time in Proverbs. Have a great day.